Let me start the recording as well. Hello, everyone. Let's do this. Take 2. Electric Boogaloo. I am your GM, Matthew, and welcome to the stream if you're watching this in the future. We had a little bit of technical difficulty, but I think we sorted it out, at least to make it functional now. It will get better in the future, I promise. But let's not waste anyone's more time. Welcome to Simulacra Presents Wrath and Glory, Imperial Truth. This is a Warhammer 40k game that will be starring myself as the GM and my 4 lovely players. Say hello, everyone.
G'day, mates.
Hi.
They're so excited. They're so happy to be here. Just absolutely ecstatic.
Stoked, mate.
Yep. So, this is a Wrath and Glory game. This was made by Ulysses North America. It is the latest tabletop role-playing game for role-playing in the 41st millennia, or 42nd, depending how Gilliman feels that day. So, in that, this is a Warhammer 40k game. This is geared more towards mature audiences. This is a mature game. We will deal with certain subjects and certain things, ultraviolence, trauma, demonic possession, all those wacky, really fun things. So if this is not your cup of tea, that's fine. Go somewhere else. Go have some fun there. But if you enjoy this type of stuff, welcome. So we're going to go, I'm going to introduce all of my players, and they're going to introduce their characters and give you sort of a brief description of what they look like. And then we're going to kind of just mosey on into this game and get where we're going. So let's start off with Shannon. Please introduce yourself and your character.
Okay. Hello. My character is Sister Juliet. She's a sister of battle. She has a purple bowl cut. She's shy and she is in the Order of the Argent Shrub. Mm-hmm. She grew up in a covenant on a shrine world, and she's part of a mutant outreach program that helps mutants overcome their hardships and helps them to become good workers for the Imperial. She believes that you can just pray your mutations away if you're faithful.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Very cool, very cool. So you have the bowl cut. What color was your hair again? Because we talked about this earlier, and it was pretty interesting.
Purpley white.
Purpley white. So it sort of fades into a purple one way or the other.
Yeah.
And she has the fleur-de-lis tattoo squarely on her cheek.
Yeah, I have a picture that I've been drawing. It's pretty awful, but
Yay! Fan art, yay!
Oh man, it's Lady Gaga.
Yeah, Lady Gaga is a sister of battle.
Nice. Lady Gaga is a sister of battle. I love it. That's what I want. I love it. That's what I want. So, all right, let's then move right along. Let's talk about the big man over here. That would be Bruce. Please.
Oh.
Or
yes.
or
Hello.
Fat. He goes by Fats.
Don't worry.
He goes by Fats.
Just call me Fat. That's all you need to know.
Just call me Fat.
Yeah, my name's Fat. I'm going to be playing a Scavvy. They're basically like mutated humans, and I actually rolled up the aberration mutation, which basically means I'm effectively a street shark from the animated TV series Street Sharks. Bruce is like 6'4", like fully cutted, like he works out a lot, like he's not ashamed of it. Just wearing simple hive leathers, but what you need to know about him is he just fights almost exclusively with his teeth.
Yep.
And yeah, he can breathe underwater also.
Yep.
And he can chew through concrete like street sharks in that show.
Well, okay, so to clarify, he doesn't look like a true street shark. He's not like this huge amorphous shark man thing. He actually looks like a normal dude, except he's got scaly skin, giant rows of teeth in his mouth, and he's probably got black eyes. So he definitely looks inhuman, and he probably has fins and gills, but he definitely looks inhuman, but he's not that grossly inhuman.
Yeah, I have some art that I've connected into the Discord just now. So if you want to make that visible,
That will be a thing. I'll eventually put that up on the stream somewhere. Because we have 2 pieces of our first fan art. I appreciate that. All right, now we'll talk about the man up to the upper right of me, I guess. And that would be Casper, the not-so-friendly ghost.
Yep, that's me, and I'll be playing Aid. That is a Maccabian Genosaurus. I think I said that right?
Yes.
Janissary.
Perfect.
Janissary.
Janissary? All right. I think I did that right. He has risen through the ranks and become a Tempestus Scion. And now he is here with this lot.
Well, to clarify, he is a Maccabian Genosaur. It's just we're using the archetype. If you're playing at home, he's using the archetype.
Oh. Never mind then.
Yeah,
I was wrong.
No. You're still Maccabian Genosaur, sort of, but you work for an Inquisitor, so that muddies the waters immensely. Because normally you would be with a regiment of other Genosaurs out, but you're not. You are isolated, and you're working with these bozos for some reason.
Okay.
And our last but certainly not least, our good buddy Mac. So say hi, Mac.
Hola. I will be playing Jacta, who is a hive ganger from the planet Mordian. His whole shtick is he's big into the augmentation. Being a hive ganger's hard. Sometimes you gotta improve yourself in any way possible. So that's going to be his big thing. He's been brought on for various reasons, skills, knowledge, whatnot, and we'll see where things go.
Yep. If anyone's familiar with Shadowrun out there, he's very much a kind of looks like a street samurai. He's all chromed out and everything.
Street weeb.
Got a sword, got a gun. So, let's get to the setup of this game. What was that?
Never mind.
Okay, you're good. Fine. But anyways, let's get to it. So, Imperial Truth is a game involving these agents of an Inquisitor known as Inquisitor Sable. She's sort of in the middle of the spectrum between radical and puritanical mindset. She's deeply pragmatic, but she doesn't want to get her hands directly dirty. Hence why she hires these individuals to go out into the universe and do her dirty work. Specifically, she has asked you recently to go to a particular world in the Calixis sector, namely the subsector of Calixis known as the Rus's Marches. Because in the last couple of years, a lot of things have happened in the galaxy. Namely, the biggest thing, the Great Rift has opened up. The Sistrix Maledictum has inflicted its terribleness upon the universe, and now everyone has to pay the price. Boo, Abaddon the spoiler, boo. So, what has happened on this particular world within only the last couple of years has the Eternia Noctis, which is the great sort of time of night that after the Sistrix Maledictum sort of opened up, there was great psychic waves that sent people to go. Psychers became like possessed, and normal people got nightmares and went mad, and all this other stuff. And this one hive world of, excuse you, sir, of Clemency, Clemency, which is on the hive world of Piety inside the Darussa's Marches, has had some issues with riots and these large parades of about a local saint known as Father Faithful. And Ira has become made aware of these issues and wants these her agents to go there and uncover what's going on. They have 2 missions. One is semi-public, as in there are officials that know that there will be planetside, that they work for an Inquisitor, and that they're there to help out. Primarily, their mission is to figure out what's causing this violence and these riots, because it's starting to affect the production of various manufactorums on the planet, and they need to figure out what's going on there. The second thing is, and this is a secret, this should not be told to anyone outside the collective, is they are there to uncover the sort of history and any truth to this supposed local saint known as Father Faithful. Era does not know the name of this supposed quote-unquote saint, but she wants to get more information so she can figure out if it's legitimate, and then potentially either squash any heresy that's planetside, or try to induct it into as an official saint and canonize that figure into the Imperial Creed. So that's what they're here to do. Let me go over real quick. So what you guys know about clemency is that besides being a hive world, there are 3 hives. The main one is clemency. There's a governor. He's been a governor for many years. There are several noble families that run it. All the noble families roughly own various manufactorums and various of the businesses in the hive. But the two biggest things that are produced here is the biomesh, or sort of bio byproduct of a sort of a vat grown creature that makes mesh armor. It's called Linux Bombex. Yes, I made that up because why not? And it's used to, as I said, make mesh armor. But the more important and the more sort of financially prosperous and profitable item is known as I had that in my notes up earlier, and then all hell broke loose. Give me 1 second.
Sterocrete, right?
Yes. No. Seracrate. Yeah, Seracrate. Thank you. Yes. Somebody who makes better notes than I do. Yeah, it's called Seracrate. It is the base ceramic material that ceramite is made of. The very famous, very, very strong material that power armor and many buildings and other various infrastructure is produced from. So it's mined here and it's processed here so it can be sent off world, which is good because the reason it's important here is because this is not a forge world. It's not controlled by the Adeptus Mechanicus, which means it's able to be accessed even if the Admechs are having a bit of an issue with the Imperium and don't want to cooperate by sending off the material. So, any questions before we get started?
Sounds good, mate.
Yeah, we won't be playing super late tonight because we had some technical issues and it ate into a good bit of our streaming time, so we apologize for that. But next week, 8 o'clock sharp. Not going to be a hiccup. No hiccups. So, you all currently have just disembarked from a large frigate, a void ship. Only the best for Inquisitor Sable's agents, right? You are now on a personal transport, which is only basically you guys and the pilots are going planetside. The Piety is a bluish but mostly smoky gray planet because it's being choked by various industrial processes and pollution. But that is not uncommon for a hive world to be like that. It is... you go down and you start hitting re-entry, and it's bumpy, it's rough. Some of you are probably feeling it more than others. I think we talked about this. Aid, you're probably pretty cool. You're kind of used to this sort of thing, and you're in your backyard because as a Maccabian Janissar, you are part of the subsector. You've lived here. Whereas the rest of you're probably out from much farther away in the Clixus sector, or even further. And this is probably one of your few times that you've actually gone out and into a world. So how does everyone else feeling about traveling down planetside through heavy turbulence?
Oh, Jules, I feel a bit sick, mate. I'm just hunched over, head between legs, just trying to make sure I'm not gonna chunder.
It's okay. The Emperor will guide us safely.
Oh yeah, of course, right.
I know he will.
You want to make sure you don't make your own chatter.
Yeah.
Womp. And how's Jakta doing?
I think at just this point, Jokta is etching something on like the side of the wall, maybe a good luck charm.
Okay, sure. Like part of a feather of an aquila, like a wing.
Can I inspect what the charm is? Sorry,
Okay.
I'm a little.
Sure.
Can you
Why
describe
not?
what the charm is?
Make me an awareness check, there, big man. Since you're
Okay.
actively trying to look, but
I'm.
it's going to be slightly higher difficulty because you're in the middle of turbulence and you're doing.
Oh no!
What'd you roll?
I got a 2.
Yeah, 2.
He got a critical. He got no successes except for the wrath dice, which he crit on.
Hey, you got 2 successes. Yeah, it's really hard. Like, you problem is you finally got yourself into like a good stable position where you don't feel like you're gonna upchuck, but
Yes.
you can't see what he's doing.
Okay. Eyes are too bleary,
Yep.
watery from
Yep.
Ralphing up.
Yep. And so
He's also doing this with his finger, like
Yeah.
not with like, a tool or anything.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, after a few minutes of this very rough, they're like, we've entered Atmo. We will be landing in just a few minutes. And it's sort of the turbulence has definitely leveled off. You're basically just in a plane now. You guys can get out of your seats if you want. There are some dense glass windows that let you see, plasteel windows that let you see out over into the actual sort of horizon of this planet. And before you stands the mighty edifice of the Imperium, which is the notable construction of a hive city. Hive cities, for the uninitiated, and for our audience, are very large, miles wide, miles tall cities. They're basically artificial mountains, and they are both mighty in their size and in their defensive capability. It's very, very hard if an enemy wishes to assault and take a hive city. It's extremely difficult. They are built for defense, and this one is no different. The one of Clemency, you can see, but what's interesting about this one, this is something that the people who are scum, that would be Bruce and Jakta, would be very keenly aware of. Its formation's a little odd. You're used to the very thinner, taller. This one's a little squatter and whiter. It's not a disc. It's not like a flat disc, but it has very wider base. It looks kind of like if you were to look right over it, it looks like it may have some rings. Like there are certain, at least from the exterior, look like there are like ring sections of it. But probably those are things that were built later. You're not exactly sure. You just know it's a little odd.
Okay.
It's not ideal. And then you come in. You guys would talk or say anything while you're traveling?
Nope.
No.
I think I'm good. I think I'm still recovering from from earlier. Maybe just
He's a little coming around the gills, everyone. All right, so you guys kind of sit in silence. Aid, you probably like grab your weapons off the rack and start getting everything. You guys have all the weapons that you had access to. You were not really given access to too much more than what you already had. I know some of your characters have worked with each other in the past, but not all of you guys. So this is the first time you've kind of all been thrown together into this. And you come into the spaceport. Basically, large adamantine doors open up on the exterior. Ones that could literally bring in planes 4 or 5 times larger than yours. Open up, and you go down a long hallway that just shows you how thick the plating is to get to the port inside. And then it comes in and immediately opens up outwards, and you see this huge sort of cavern of what's in the distance, obviously, because you need open space for planes to come in and out. But you see the crisscrossing of catwalks and tubing and pipes. The scum definitely immediately start feeling that old familiar, homey feeling of a hive. You see other planes zipping around and doing various things. You see, like, off in the distance, you see like a flock of cherub servitors like going off and carrying messages to other parts of the hive. And you slowly come in and dock. The two more Imperium-minded individuals, so that would be Aid and Juliet, see various small fighters that are docked in there. They all have the Aquila. One has the actually both of them have the symbol of the Imperial Navy. So these are probably local fighters, ones that would be scrambled if there was any sort of breach, or either breach in the dock proper, because the dock is actually, the open area is very large. It looks like this is definitely designed for a lot of coming and going of material, especially if all of that other stuff was to be it'd be true about like all the manufacturing that happens here. And so you come into a dock. I need to know everyone's passive awareness. And what passive awareness is take your total awareness, which I believe is your intellect plus your awareness score, divided by 2.
Okay, Bruce's passive awareness is 4.
Okay.
Round it up or down?
We'll go with up for right now until I get an official rolling. But I think
if you actually look on your attributes tab, it'll tell you what it is because it auto calculates for you.
Then it's 4 for me.
4 for you. Okay.
3.
4.
So it's intellect plus awareness
Yes.
divided by 2.
Yes. Round up.
Okay, so my intellect is 3. My awareness is 3.
So 3.
So then that would be 6. So it would be 3.
Okay. So my people at 4, that would be Aid and that would be Bruce. You guys are just have recently just docked, and the doors of the transport open up, and you're walking out through the gameplay. And because this is the 41st millennia, and so F safety, there's nothing on either side of you that like. It's not like a tube. It's just like if you were to fall, you're gonna go down, and you're a pancake. But you walk out, that also lets you see out into the sphere of open space, and you actually look down, Bruce and Aid, on either side, and you notice down far, there's actually like fires and smoke billowing up. It's probably fairly large fire if you were to get close to it, but it's just that far away from you. There are no alarms blaring. There's nothing that says that there's an emergency. It's just you see some fires down there.
Okay. I think Bruce is gonna turn to like the 2 Imperium people and be like, "Oi, I'm from an agri world, so I mean I might not be used to this, but is that normal?" And then I'm gonna point out the huge fires that I see. I'm assuming in the streets or whatever.
All right. And you guys can react as you see fit.
Yeah, it's normal enough. Probably just some underhive.
Now, would these fires be like you said, like in the street, or do they look like they're coming out of like a manufactorum?
They look like they're coming out of some tubing and some gangplank, like a gangway and maybe a hallway or something. You got to remember, hives are just this very multifaceted, multi-purpose mazes, mankind mazes, and so it's so far away you could barely see that there's fire. You can't really tell what is coming out of. It's definitely looks like it's not supposed to be on fire over there.
Okay.
It doesn't look like a vent or anything like that.
Can I smell? What does it smell like? Like,
does
does it smell like burning flesh, for example?
No, you're too far away for that. But you
Okay.
have the normal hive smells of just stale, dense air, reprocessed dense air. Definitely makes you. It's it's definitely not used to. Agri World is far fresher than this.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
As Jokta exits the ship, is there like how clean is this place? Like, are we talking like it's sterile metal or?
No, it's got some grime and it's not rusty. It's not rusty. It's functional. It's still in good condition, but there's definitely not. It's not rigidly cleaned as you guys exit.
He goes over and like leans down and picks up, or I guess like scoops up some grime and starts rubbing it on his arms, and he just mutters, well, let's see what you're about, love.
Ugh.
Juliet looks disgusted and shakes her head.
Ooh.
She is not
Bruce's-
impressed with
Our
everything.
Hiver is going a little native. That's great. All right. So you guys walk out, and now, but very quickly you get into the main sort of docking area. Instead of like the gangplanks that would attach themselves to ships, you are in actually the big main thoroughfare that walks itself, like basically where people would come out and into the port proper, so they could go to the rest of the hive. You are at the entrance to the spire of the port that would take you down large elevators down into the base sort of waiting area of the port, kind of like an airport, if you were. There are various arbiters there. They're in full gear. Now, I want anyone... actually, this would apply to everyone. So everyone roll me. Haha, rolls, everyone. Roll me intellect plus scholar. Okay. And I know everyone's keywords, so this will be modified based on your keywords.
Easy. Yeah, boy.
Oh.
Although I do get a complication.
So
Yay, complications.
Now, keep in mind, for everybody who rolled a 6, those numbers should be 1 or more higher,
Yes.
since it doesn't take into account the 6s.
Can I see the DN just because I want to, or know my DN so I can decide if I want to shift stuff accordingly?
Okay,
for
sure.
Success?
The DN for the DN for everyone will be we'll go with 3. But the information I will give you will be flavored based on your keywords.
How many dice do I roll?
You take your intellect plus your any levels of scholar you have.
So if you go to your skills tab, you can actually just click on find where it says scholar, and you can click on the rolled button.
Yeah, I'm officially back in the game now because I had to do all this other stuff earlier.
Where would I find my skills tab?
It should be
just on the character sheet, and then there's like you go to from bio and info to like character sheet tab, and then you go from attributes tab to skills tab. Matt, you should be able to roll it anyway.
Yeah.
So my scholar.
Yep.
Is 0, right?
My scholar is 3.
Oh.
4.
Oh.
So I want to roll that one.
Yeah, there's a roll button right next to your character sheet. I'll actually be able to. Yeah, he's right. I can show you because I can.
Do it.
So under the character sheet, under skills, you see where it says scholar to the side. You see a dice icon. It looks like a D20. All the way to the right.
Click to make a scholar skill test.
Yep. Click on that.
Did that work? I clicked it.
You have to click inline rolling.
Make sure she's got that checkbox marked.
I don't know how to do that.
Top left.
Yeah.
top left of the.
Yeah, there you go.
work?
Cool.
Yeah, there you go.
Icons rolled. So yeah, so
So,
you only got one success, so you didn't make it.
Oh.
Jacta did not make it.
No. So she would have made it because
Why
she
it's-
got a 6, which
Six,
which counts as 2, and then the wrath dice got a 5, which is 1. So for a total of 3.
Oh,
Remember
you have
that
to.
Yeah, the numbers that are displayed do not reflect if they roll a 6.
Okay, so you have to roll. So you got 2. Okay. Well, we'll have to. We'll mess around with how to better do that. So yeah, you got. Well, she still only
Sorry.
rolled 2. She got an icon. She got an exalted icon. And then that's
Which
it.
counts
And
as
then
2.
the wrath die. You
Oh,
count
and then the wrath die.
die.
Yeah, okay. She got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think all of us got it.
Jacta.
I crushed it.
Yeah. No, Jacta did not get it.
I got a 6 and a 4, which is 3.
Oh, you get a 6 and
Yeah.
where's the?
Si-
Oh yeah, you
6
did. Ah man, that's gonna throw me off so hard.
Yep.
That's all right. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Okay. So who got 3 successes? I think everyone.
Yeah.
Everybody and Brucey got more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bruce.
Big Bruce got 7.
Okay. Yeah. The DN is 3. So if you want to move that to glory, you can. If you have an
I'm
exalted.
going to shift 1 for success and 1 for glory, so
Okay.
we can have an extra glory, and then also shift for success so that I know even more
Yep.
than.
Sure. Absolutely. Let me. You all have 1 glory on the table. I'll just let you put that out there right here.
Cool.
You have 1 glory on the table. All right, so we're going to start with the basics that everyone knows. Everyone knows scum and those of the Imperium alike. These are definitely Pieties. They are security guards. They are police officers. They are there to keep the peace. What is unique about them here is they are much more heavily armed and armored than you expected, as in that this is not typical. That's what you get.
Okay.
Bruce, you know that those guys are packing, while they're not packing bolters and stuff like that, they're in light carapace. Most Arbites don't wear, they wear mesh or something lighter. They're in full they have a light carapace on. They all have no, they wouldn't have other, they have like stub guns, and they may even have some grenades on them.
Okay.
You don't know what variety, but sure as shit looks like they're not joking around.
Okay.
And
are they within earshot of me?
one of them, what I will say, they all have melee weapons. One of them may actually have a chainsword.
Okay.
They generally carry
are they
stun
in-
batons.
Are they in earshot of me? Like how far
No,
away are they?
they're in front of you. You guys, this is what you see as you come up.
Okay, so I'm basically wondering whether or not I could, warn the rest of the gang before
Oh yeah, you
someone
got time.
goes like, "Hey, fuck." Okay,
Because
yeah,
they're
I'm gonna be
stopping. What it is you see them. They're stopping people. They're checking their bags.
Yeah.
They're checking their credentials. Basically, they have their own little data pads that they stick
Yes.
something into. There's a servitor. There's probably a small servitor behind them that they plug some of these credentials into it, and it scans them and then validates them essentially.
Okay, I think I'm gonna be to the guys like, heads up about these fellas. They look like they're ready to party. And I'm not gonna say anything more than that.
Okay.
And just walk up and try to look as normal as I can.
Just smile and wave.
Yeah, right.
So what is everyone else doing? Are you guys walking up to them? What do you
Is this an actual checkpoint, like that we have
Yes.
to pass through, or is it just a bunch of guys
Nope.
like
Actual
off
checkpoint.
somewhere? Okay.
Yeah, I walk up to the checkpoint.
Okay.
And present my
Yeah.
credentials.
Yep. And you're wearing your
Juliet.
full
Yep.
mask.
Everything.
So
Juliet thinks that if you've got nothing to hide, then you shouldn't be scared.
that's what
Juliet's not a scabby.
So Shanna, what I want to do next time is you need to get a whole bunch of quotes, like Imperial quotes, and just try to apply
Yeah.
them and say them in character,
Yeah.
like
That
just
was-
straight up.
That was on my list.
Yeah, just those who have not done heresy
Nothing to
have
hide,
nothing to
have
hide. So yeah, you walk up, and they definitely, as soon as they see you guys, eye you up and down because you don't look like normal citizens. You've got a shark man who's not really hiding his appearance. You have a dude in a silver mask who's wearing carapace armor. You have one of the most chromed out individuals they've ever seen, and behind them is a sister of battle in power armor. So they're like, okay. So they look you up and down and go. One of them looks at you, trying not to act impressed. Is like, credentials. He holds out his hand.
Well, I'm just immediately going to be like, "Oh, here you go, mate." Just pass the credentials straight over to him,
Yeah,
and
he's
not
like,
say anything else.
Yeah, you try to hand it to him, then he like points his finger down onto the table for like you to put them down on the table. He doesn't want you touching him.
Okay, I was like, "Oh yeah, no worries, mate." There you go. And just
And
slide
he
them.
slides it, grabs it, gives it to the other guy without looking.
I imagine
Ding!
it's a big. Oh, okay.
And he's like, I guess these will do.
Thank you.
And he looks to Aid next. He's like, you, take off the mask.
Fucking.
Okay, yeah, he does so.
Okay.
He clicks it off.
Yeah, what does Aid look like?
He has a burn scar, like on his neck. When the mask comes off, it kind of unfolds the meshy armor on his neck.
Yeah,
and you can see burn scars going all the way up his neck and stopping around his chin. He does have a scraggly beard, clearly unkept. He just wears his mask all the time, so he just forgets about it.
yeah.
And he doesn't have any hair. There's slight burns all over his head too, and he has green eyes.
And he basically has his hand extended for your credentials.
Yeah, I put him to his hand.
Okay, he takes it and he's like, "Ding," and he looks over and is like, "Good."
Yeah, put my mask back
He's
on
like,
and continue.
Apologize for the inconvenience, sir.
Not at all.
And then he looks to probably to Jakta next.
He walks up, but he knows the drill. He puts the stuff on the table, and he just sort of looks at the officer with his non-human eye.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
We lost somebody.
Yeah, Shanna, unfortunately, and that just destroyed the layout. Everyone, I apologize. We're all squished into one little box right now.
In my box, mate.
Yeah, we're all fine. Yeah, it's true.
I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me.
We'll see if she pops back real quick.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Everyone's Bruce.
You're all Bruce. We're all Bruce now.
All scavy party.
Hey, dude, that'd be super fun. That'd just be weird.
We just make Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
you could do that. Yeah, you totally could.
Teenage Mutant Nurgle Turtles.
So, since we have a brief moment now, we can talk wax a little bit about the system itself. In that, they actually wrote up how to be a mutant in the base game. That's why Bruce is Bruce. So
that's right.
It's really
Best
rad.
Mutant. It's actually really, really good because you get to pick. There's like a bunch of different mutations that you can pick.
It's like eight or nine, I think.
Yeah, you can flavor yourself in a lot of different ways.
I've actually have some thoughts if you ever ascend, because really you're supposed to get like one every rank. The problem is if you go up another end, you get weird. What we may do is, I'm thinking, if you ever ascend to another rank, we will condense. You'll remove all those normal mutations, and we'll let you pick probably like one of the other ones, like the ones you normally can't get. Then like you'll start over from zero essentially.
Perfect. That is exactly what I was hoping for.
Yeah. I'll give you a list of the ones you can have. You're not going to be like, oh, I want this one, because some of them are ridiculously powerful.
I was hoping to get enduring life, making myself unkillable. I don't know.
You wish.
No, totally. him because he gets corruption after every time he uses it.
Yeah, it's true. And then I have no.
He just
Then,
turns into a spawn.
then I'll just mercilessly
Small.
shoot him in the head over and over again.
In a game I was GMing,
Okay.
a character has that and he got set on
Sorry
fire
about
and was just continuing to be on fire.
Cool. Hello, Shanna. Welcome back. We were just goofing around. Okay, so
that.
so did you hear the last thing I said?
No.
Okay. Well, Jacta had just given his credentials. The arbiter grabs them, sighs, looks at them, hands them back, and it actually flickers for a moment, and it actually flicks red. The servitor's eyes flick red, and he's like, he looks to Bruce, and then he looks over to Aid.
Problem,
You should try
officer.
that one again.
Yeah.
One more
Okay.
time.
No.
And he pulls it out and has them basically scan it again, and then it goes ding, green. It's good.
Oh, okay.
Very well, ma'am. They look to you, Juliet.
Tell these
Um,
rent-a-cops to fuck off.
She will pass her credentials on nicely in a friendly manner.
They take it. They definitely do. It's interesting because you're in power armor. The bulk, you're like as bulky as they are. Like you're as big as they are, just because of the size difference in the armor you're wearing. So you're kind of eye to eye with them, even though they typically are a little taller than most people, but just because of all of the stuff that they have on them. And they take it, and then he goes ding. And the other one, because there was two of them, not the one who didn't take it, is like, it looks to you and says, "The Emperor protects. You all can go through."
The Emperor protects.
Cheers, mates. I'm just gonna
and
stroll on down.
Yeah, you start walking. You start walking. Your shark man is getting some looks as you and a whole bunch of other people have just climbed into this large people mover of an elevator and are slowly going down a large spire towards the base of the starport. A few moments pass. There's definitely a ring around you guys of people that aren't there. Like they don't want to be around you.
Is it something we said? I'm gonna look to the other guys, sort of jokingly.
I think it may have something to do with a mutant and people that are very heavily armored. Though, let me think.
I only have a sidearm, sir.
Yeah. Well, you also look like a weapon, so. Also, you don't look if they've ever seen like an Adeptus Mechanicus, you don't look like one. Like.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, you have none of the accoutrement of Adeptus Mechanicus, or even a Scutari for that matter. Let me look at the character sheet real quick. I need to see some skills.
Okay.
Who wants
Looking
to
at
roll?
Paul Persons. Awareness.
Who wants to roll insight? People are welcome to roll insight if they wish.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Carry us.
Ooh.
4, 5, 6 degrees or 6 successes,
Ooh.
6 icons.
Oh wow, you guys are rocking and rolling there. Wow, yeah.
I was also just going to say I rolled a complication earlier when I made that scholar test, but I forgot to suggest something, so you can just have a ruin.
No, that's fine. I got it. It probably won't come up this session, but I will note it later.
I got a 6 on my wrath die.
So did everyone beat 3?
I think
Looks
I got
like it.
5 in total.
Yeah, you got 5. The DN is 3. So raise your hand if you did, because it's hard for me to just read all that.
I
Okay.
didn't roll,
Okay.
so I'm sweet.
Oh, you didn't
I
roll?
did not.
Okay.
No.
All right. So you two, the one who got 5, you can, if you want to put one of your icons in glory or do something else with it and get some more information, that's fine.
Does the wrath die, the 6, do anything?
No. Not in normally. It does not. In combat, it will generate a glory. But it does not in normal rolls.
I'll put it into glory then.
Okay, yeah. So there's another glory on the board. So feel free to use that.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, can I shift one of mine, and then also get more information?
Sure. So you guys, you two, the basics is also how it works is if you can spin Wrath to reroll, guys. You first have to decide if you want to reroll after you roll, and that rerolls all of the failed dice. So if anything was successful, you don't reroll that. And then after you reroll, if you choose to reroll, that's when you decide to use glory to roll extra dice. And the entire group has to agree that you can use the glory because it's a group resource. But yeah, it probably won't come up this session. So, so you two, Aid and Jacta, are looking at these people, and you're definitely noticing that they're very standoffish, but they're not scared is not the right word, but they're wary of you, but they do not seem afraid. Which is odd because you've got people in power armor and weapons. At first you thought it was just because they were scared of you. This is not the case. They are wary of you. Jacta, you notice these people are definitely carrying them like people who have seen lots of violence in combat. They're very familiar with it. They are not afraid to be physical. Sometimes Imperial citizens typically can be pushovers, but these people don't seem like that on like a cultural level. So there's definitely more going on with them. You actually see, and I'll even get this to you, you see that they have a lot more scarring and or bruises and other injuries, because some of these people look like they're relatively local. Some of them don't look local, some of them do. And you can definitely tell the difference between the two. So you guys make it down to the bottom, and you guys get off the people mover elevator. And before, as in this waiting area, sort of is a spiral area around several large elevators. And very quickly after sort of the group dispersion, you walk out. A rather rotund man walks up to you. He's got a large mustache. There are two Arbites flanking him. And they look very similarly armored like the two that you saw up there. The rotund man definitely has weaponry and armor on, but he does not look like he's in his full like street level attire. This looks more casual, or he's allowed. And he walks right up to you like he knows who you are. And he's like, "Greetings, hello." And I'm dumb because I need my notes. Oh, that's not what I'm gonna need. Give me a second. Oh, that's right. I am Judicator Hellreich. It's a pleasure to meet both of you, all of you.
Can you type that out for me?
Okay, sure. It's HELL RYKE Hellreich. And he said his name was Judicator Hellreich, which is a bit odd. You're not sure what that means.
Can I do a scholar test to see if I know what a Hellreich is? I mean, a Judicator is.
Sure. Anyone with the scum background can roll this. But it will be difficult. I will straight up say that this will be difficult.
Oh.
well, I got
I did all right. So I got
3.
yeah. I got what?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think.
Yeah, 7 again.
You got 7? Holy crap!
Get
Oh
crushed.
yeah, you barely made it.
So I can't shift anything then, I imagine.
Yeah, you've heard of Judicators before. Probably, actually, you've heard stories from other mutants and other sort of scummy Imperials that clemency is kind. You remember now that they're kind of known for very hard ass Arbites. Like This place does not play around, and is almost and because of that, the adjudicators, the Arbites, are not called Arbites. They are called suppressors.
Okay.
They're the equivalent of riot police in other hives. This is the standard cop, is a riot cop in Clemency. And so adjudicator is more like a commissioner or a detective, someone who's been very seasoned and very capable and has reached a fairly high rank.
Okay. Interesting.
He
I
looks-
think I'm going to keep all this to myself.
That's fine. He looks to he looks you all over, and then he looks to Aid. He was like, "Hello, you are Janissar Aid, correct?"
I am.
Good. And you are Sister Giulietta, correct?
Correct.
And he makes the sign of the Aquila in front of you, and then he which also, from your experience, Juliet, you know when someone does that to you specifically, you have been told by Sable that means they know who, not just that you're a sister, but that you are a part of the Inquisition. Like, he is aware, because he does it very quickly, and then he puts it away. He doesn't do it anymore. As I said, this is where's my notes? There it goes. This is my notes. Dude. This is Lars and his brother Digby. It's a pleasure to meet. We are all pleased to meet you. Please follow us. And he seems to motion to you guys to walk sort of beside them.
Okay. Yeah, I guess just straight up go for it. Unconcerned.
And
Humming a tune.
Jokta is very much going to be, as he's walking, on the lookout for just anything and everything.
No, yeah, you're very wary.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, most people are going about their business, but again, you guys swiftly go through the other pieces of security that are in the area, and any resistance is met by the adjudicator, Hellreich, without any problems. You are not stopped. You are not asked questions. You are bypass all of any excess security. And he looks over to you, Aid, as you're walking. He's like, "Is that one going to be a problem?" Denoting Bruce.
Not at all.
I couldn't hear you, Casper. Sorry.
No, not at all.
Good. So, I would say, how was your flight? But I think I understand how those things go. It has been a little while since I left planet.
He doesn't say anything.
Yep.
Yeah, small talk.
No small talk. Okay. He nods. And then as you guys are making your way out, there is a small commotion of a group of people that seem to be on the very outer perimeter of the zone of the port, and they are yelling and then sort of they see the Arbites with you because they're obviously very notable. And they're kind of getting a huss, and Lars and Digby immediately sort of break ranks and sort of keep these guys away from you as Hellreich ushers you all into into a large armored vehicle. This is definitely a land carrier. It's kind of like a rhino, but it is not tracked. It is tired. It has tires, big multi three sets of tires rather than a huge track. And he quickly ushers you inside. And then very quickly, once you all are inside, assuming you are, Lars and Digby immediately sort of come back in, and then the back end of it rises up. Anyone do anything or say anything?
Yeah, I was actually probably just going to ask him straight up. He's like, can't help but notice there's a bit of commotion out there. What's that about?
He looks to you, then looks to Aid, and then Juliet.
Come on, man.
Would you all like to know what's going on?
Oh, fucking, what a piece of shit.
He did ask on our behalf.
Can I actually roll intimidation? I want to basically be like, he's like, oh yeah, actually, mate, it's probably a bit hard for you to hear with all that, and then I'm gonna just be like,
Okay.
cough, cut myself off, and he's like, would you like to?
All right,
like to explain?
I will get to roll. I get to roll, everyone! Yay!
Yeah.
We will do.
All right.
I will do a contested roll.
Okay.
So you're gonna roll your intimidate. I'll roll my resolve.
Fantastic. Get crushed.
Ooh. Shit. Oh.
That's pretty good. Well, you rolled 3.
He got
I rolled
4.
Well, I
Got
rolled
5.
5. Sorry.
5.
That's pretty
Oh.
good. Let's see if I can roll. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
Let's see what he gets on the rat die. Nope. Yeah,
Nice.
you sort of buck up to him, and most people sort of don't want to talk to you to begin with.
Yes.
He stands his ground for a few moments. He sees what you're doing, and he's like,
Yes.
but then he looks to you, and then he looks to Jacta behind you that's been quiet the entire time, knowing that something may be up with him. And then he looks to Aid and Juliet, and he's like, fine. Yes. And you guys have started driving off at this point, and he's sitting in one of the and sort of the just the seats. There have been the parades have started.
Parades?
Yes, yeah, you're not local, so you don't understand. The parades of Father Faithful. Roughly this time of year, the faithful of the Father Faithful begin to rise up and come out of the woodworks to give praise and honor. Unfortunately, these things typically end in mass mobs of people, and as of late, because of some of the issues with the manufactorums and a lot of the other unrest, the tides this year have been tremendous. It has caused much unrest amongst the civilians, and we are having to go out in force, as it were, and people don't take kindly to that. So that is to answer your question.
Okay. I think I could basically just like talk smack and be like, oh, sounds like you need to learn how to do your job a bit better, mate.
We do our job as best we can with what we have. And then he looks over to Lars and Digby, and they both look at each other, and then they both look at you. Like they this is a very cramped space, and you're very good at what you do, but that's a lot of meat. I'll just say that.
No, okay, fair enough.
And he's like, I think we may have gotten on the wrong foot, and I apologize for that. My job
cheers, mate.
is not.
I won't hold you to it. Fine.
I'm here to be your liaison while you're on planet. I am somewhat aware of your position and what you're here to do, and well, frankly, by the Emperor's will, we could use the help. So I don't begrudge you. I may not understand why they sent you specifically, but I will take what I can get, as I said. So I'm here to answer questions. So do you have any? I've already answered some, but
Hmm. I feel like me talking is spelling disaster, so someone else should.
Juliet would like to ask how long has the Father Faithful been popular for?
No, I'm no priest. I'm no scholar. As far as I remember, I was born here, and he's always been a part of uh, the faith. He's always been a member. Um, I don't know his stories super well, but from what I remember, it has to do with the founding of Clemency and his acts with Drusus. Um, but it's weird. We've just never always just call him the Father Faithful. We don't. I don't know his name.
So wait, the founding of the hive, that'd be like thousands of years ago.
Well,
right?
maybe he said he doesn't know precisely.
He doesn't know. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Something to remember: the faith in the faith of
is
all
about
about stories and myths, and they get jumbled up amongst cultures. So it's hard to get like concrete proof on anything.
Yeah.
Not like anything. Google it.
Yeah.
And you start.
Doctor,
So while you guys are talking, is what else is other people doing? Are they just watching the conversation? Are you looking? You do have slits. There are no. There's not like big guns on this thing. This is mostly transport, like a people transport. There are slits that have ways you can like stick a weapon out if you need to. You can pull them back and pull out a weapon, and they do have like plasteel slits that let you see outside. And you are going through various tunnels, and sometimes you come out into large caverns that you see more of the complex of the hive. You get the feeling, especially Jackta gets the feeling that you're going down and towards the center of the hive. In general, from where the starport.
Do we pass any more locations that are like on fire or anything like that?
Who are you actively looking, or are you?
Yeah, he actually looks out like the side as this discussion is going on behind. He's like looking out the.
I'll let
trying to get a feel for what this is.
I'll let Jekta roll because everyone's kind of been, other than Aid, has been kind of talking to the adjudicator, so they're kind of distracted. So go ahead, Jekta, roll.
4 successes.
Ah, okay. Yeah, you totally get it. You understand. Yeah, there's a couple places that look completely demolished and graffiti on the wall, and there's a couple larger than normal trash fires for a hive.
So as he notices this, like after this whole pissing contest with Bruce wraps up, he sort of like looks over at the adjudicator and says, "So who's really in charge down here? Because it sure as hell ain't you."
Oh, he arches an eyebrow, and both the Arbites, the suppressors, look at you, kind of square up. Similar, they're looking at you like we're looking at Bruce. It looks like they have a new favorite target, and they're like, "We are in charge. The Adeptus Arbite is in control. It's just that dwindled resources and the sheer volume of humanity in the hive is problematic this time of year. If you don't think we're in charge, you're welcome to go investigate and find out who is. Here, that's what you're here for to begin with."
Oh, but I'm sure. What you're telling me? You don't know anything about who the major players are down here.
Oh, I do, but I also want to know if you're worth your weight in adamantine or not.
Smack him.
You're welcome to find out.
Well, he looks over to Aid, is like, "Is this what I have to look forward to?"
They are faithful to the Emperor. Their words might not be pleasurable, but they'll get the job done.
I point at Abe.
All right,
After
very
all,
well.
I would
Well,
recommend sometimes.
the rest of the briefing is going to happen at the precinct 82-4. That's
Okay.
the as it were home base for this section of the hive. It's one of the larger precincts that I am assigned to. There, I think you'll be talking to a few other of my peers, and they can give you sort of the layout and the lowdown, as it were, of the situation and maybe where to start. I understand that you all be given a small office area that we don't particularly use anymore as your sort of your office now, a way for you to use what resources are necessary, and we are at your disposal, obviously within measure of limit, but we are here to help where we can. And it shouldn't be much longer before we get there. And then when he says that, you hear a shout come from the front of the vehicle. There are two drivers, and he's like, you hear a guy go, "What the hell? You gotta be!" And then you hit something, and it's not big enough to like rock. It's big enough to rock the vehicle, but not enough to like tip you guys over. You didn't crash, and then you feel the entire the entire vehicle like lurch to the side as it turns, and you see at the windows real quick, you see just large sort of like makeshift barricade that he kind of just ran over and off to the side on, and he's going down now a side street. He's like, "God, Emperor, damn it!" And that was the driver, not the adjudicator. It's like adjudicator's like, "What's going on?" He's like, "I don't know yet." And you all are kind of, what are you guys doing?
Sounds like an ambush.
Sounds like whack, dog.
What are you doing though?
Sorry, you go.
I'm gonna say, do not say the Emperor's name in vain.
That's what's important.
Jokta draws his what I'm effectively categorizing as a fairly hefty revolver, and sort of like spins the barrel and starts looking out the slits for something.
Okay.
To use it on.
Bruce and Juliet.
You go, Jules. So I'll wait to see what you're doing.
Juliet is looking worried, and she is like holding her weapon in her hand, being ready for an ambush.
Okay. Yeah,
I think I'm gonna square up by like the door or like the ramp or the like wherever the exit is.
Yeah, it's
and I'm gonna hold like an action to just spear tackle whoever. If anyone opens that, I'm just gonna spear tackle.
Well, the vehicle hasn't stopped. You're still in motion. You're still actively moving. And you guys
stand by what I said.
Yeah, that's fine. The suppressors are actively getting on the other sort of the gun areas to pull out their auto guns and ready to go out and fire. And you hear a roar, and the roar behind you, and Bruce sees this first, but then everyone will see this because again, two other smaller but fairly armored vehicles have come up and started like chasing after you guys and are starting to swerve. One just rams into the back of you and it lurches everyone forward for a second as the guy sort of swerves and sort of does evasive maneuvers, and you just and that's where we're gonna leave it for next episode.
Very well.
Next episode, we're gonna start with a bang. We're gonna do what's called what we call a skill challenge, as you guys have to make your way to the precinct 82-4.
Easy.
Perfect.
Yep.
Mate, I was ready to drive out, mate. I was ready to.
You're just gonna
jump onto some cars.
Was it Diamond Cut? Not Diamond Cutter. What did Goldberg used to do? The wrestler.
I don't know. Yeah.
Bruce is just
oh,
gonna
Diamond
jump
Dust.
out and
One dive.
fight the
What was
Chuck
that? What was it?
somehow.
Shannon, I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Bruce is just gonna like jump out and bite the vehicles in half.
Yeah, that's right.
With large
I'm gonna
shark
jump them.
face.
Are they? Wait, just before we go, are they like? Are they open topped cars? What are they?
There's a way you can. There's a latch. You could
Okay.
open it up and get outside. There's probably a placement up there for like a heavy weapon, but this one does not outfit it with a heavy stubber or anything like that.
Easy. Okay, I got some ideas.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, it's cool.
yeah.
But thank you everyone. If you guys are watching this, thank you for watching it. We appreciate it. We're off to a slightly rocky start, but hopefully we'll be able to bring you better entertainment next time. A full 3 hours like we plan on. Typically every Thursday night between 8 and 11. This is where we'll be. We'll stream for 30 minutes, take a little break, and then stream for roughly 90 minutes. Break, and then another 90 minutes. Still getting used to all this. But anyways, thank you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hope you enjoyed it.
Bye.
Bye.
Au revoir.